first dance? Remember dreaming about first hearing the words, "I now pronounce you husband and wife"? I dreamt about those things too. But do you realize that Jesus ruined my plans? My dreams did not line up with Jesus' plans for me, and so Jesus came before my plans. He literally came before my plans. And I ask all of you, do you enjoy your standing in your social circles? Do you like being respected at work? Do you like being known as reliable, honest, and upstanding? Do you enjoy your reputation of making wise decisions with your life? Or how about this one? Do you like being known among your fellow church members as being faithful to God? So did I, until Jesus decided that my reputation is less important than he is. Do you understand this? Jesus himself destroyed my social standing and my reputation in the temple. He even changed the way my family, and especially Joseph's family, even looked at me. What I'm saying to you is that Jesus is the kind of Lord that if you're going to take his lordship seriously, forces you to rethink, reorganize, and reprioritize your entire life. Life with Jesus was like the old life of Mary was dead and gone, and I was living this new life of Mary that was completely different than the life I had been designing for myself. What I'm saying to you is that if you're living the life you're designing for yourself, there's a strong chance you're not living a life given to you by Jesus. And you know what? That's what I had to figure out. It didn't come easily. No. In fact, it was so hard for me that God himself had to send me an angelic messenger to give me the strength to be who he was asking me to be. But I did finally figure out that I had to stop fighting against God's plan for my life. And the more I stopped fighting, the more my life started to look how God intended for it to look. Want to know why God called me highly favored? It wasn't because I was perfect. No. It was because I let God do with my life what he wanted. Simply that. And I did have that angel. As I look back now, 2,000 years since I lived my trials, I see what you've been given that I didn't have. You have the very words of my son Jesus to live by. You have his miracles. You have the blood he shed for you. You actually have his blood to strengthen you. I didn't have that, but I did have that angel. I needed the reality of that angel to help me believe in what seemed impossible. Just like you need Jesus' blood to help you believe in what seems impossible. You need God's help just like I did, to help you believe that you are highly favored by God. I'm not asking for your sympathy. My goodness, no. In fact, the more I think about it, the more I realize that you and I aren't that different from one another. Before Jesus came into my life, I was trying so hard to make something of myself. Before Jesus, I wasn't sure, or before Jesus, I thought my entire self-worth was built on who I was and what I did. Before Jesus, I was left alone to figure out if God loved me or hated me, noticed me or ignored me. To be honest, before Jesus, I'm not really sure I knew who God was. You see, we're not that different, you and me. God put Jesus into my life. I'm telling you, I had nothing to do with it. I had literally nothing to do with how blessed I was to meet and know Jesus. And neither do you. God has put Jesus into your life too, plain and simple. And even though Jesus changed my life in ways that often made me uncomfortable, as I see all of you here now, I can now finally more fully understand God's purpose for my life. God needed me to be faithful to him so that you could receive Jesus too. You're here, at least in part, because of what I had to endure. You know, I had to watch my son, my perfect son, die. And as I look at all of you, the ones he died for, all I can say is I am super happy that you are here, giving him the praise and the honor that he deserves on the anniversary of his birth. I know it may be a wee bit easier for me to trust in him than it is for you. I am his mother, after all. But as his mother, I tell you this. He will give you all the strength you need to trust in him. So please, don't stop trusting in him, even if it seems impossible. And thanks for coming to my son's birthday party. It's been great. Good night.